Hey everybody, Grozz here, GKBC. Uh, I am here to give my wrap-up of the Supersized Summer Big Book Challenge hosted by Kim at the Paper Traveler, co-hosted by myself and June at Livery Omer. They both have already put out their wrap-up videos, so go check them out. I'll link the channels below in case you're not already subscribed to them. I mean, why would you be here if you weren't already subscribed to them? But when I started this, the challenge was try to read at least one book that was 800 pages or more in the summer, which was June 21st to September 21st. And I can read pretty fast, between 65 to 110 maybe words an hour, or pages an hour. Words. You know, and like for instance, this year already, it's September 23rd, 24th, something like that. And I've finished 175 books this year, and only maybe 15 of those have actually been like graphic novels or comic books. So that's 160 actual novels. Okay, there were a few short stories that counted as books, but still, I've been killing it this year. And so I actually set myself an untouchable goal of reading, let's see, I was going to read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was going to try and read 7 of these 800-page behemoths. And I started out like a house of fire, and I tried too hard, and I hit a wall. And then I picked it back up. I started reading, you know, I started being more focused, and I didn't try to read 3 of these at once. So I actually finished really well. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you the 2 books that I didn't get to this summer that I'm going to try and read before the end of the year. The first one is Neal Stephenson's Seven Nevis. I'm not real excited to get into this because I've been watching other people's videos, Tad at Tad Reads Books and stuff, and June at Livery Omer. Excuse me. And they were saying how Neal Stephenson's writing in Anathem was hard to get through and hard to read. And I looked at this book a little bit, and there are no chapters. It's part 1, part 2, part 3. It looks like it's got those little white paragraph breaks every so often, but and it's science fiction, which really isn't my forte. So this one I might try to read first just to power through. But that's the first book I didn't get to this summer. And then the other one I didn't get to was this beautiful thing, IQ 84 by Haruki Murakami. Now, I have no idea what this is about. No clue. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. But I didn't get to those 2. Now let's talk a little bit about the books I did get to. I'll go in order of how I finished them. Well, first off, what I did was I made a mistake. I started off, I was reading 3 of these at once. I was slogging right along. I was maybe getting 50 pages a day. Not an hour, a day. Because it was just so much. And I changed my tactic and whatever. And then what really helped was all members of my book club, the GKBC here, all 4 of us, we started reading Gone with the Wind together. And we actually started that on July 10th. Or no, I'm sorry, July 11th. Well, I started it on July 11th. They started it on July 1st. And I was very adamant I'm going to read a chapter a day. And that's what I did. 62 days, 62 chapters, and I finished Gone with the Wind. Well, that helped me focus on the other books. So I started reading, I set myself a section for the whole day in each book. And if I didn't make it, I didn't make it. I didn't stress. You know, I knew that I had until September 21st, and as long as I finished one of these, then I succeeded. Well, this was the first book I finished. Is that over too far?
More. Right there. That's where they'll fit.
Okay. It was The Luminaries by Eleanor Catton. Was the first book I finished. This had 830 pages. I don't remember the dates that I finished these, but that was the first one that I actually finished. The second one that I finished wasn't actually originally part of this challenge. I had already put this on my reading list for the year because I'm doing a 12-12-12 challenge, which is 12 books, 12 books per month for 12 months from 12 genres. And one of those categories, and one of those categories is brick, which is supposed to be 500 pages or more. And I had put this on there for August. Turns out it's 868 pages, so it fit right in. And that is Alaska by James Michener. I'm going to try and brace it up against this one just because it wants to fall. That's okay, right? Okay. Yes. Alaska by James Michener. And I've already done a review for this and this on my channel. My normal 5 ups, 5 downs. Then the next book I finished, thanks to my 1 chapter per day, was Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. Now I haven't done a review on this because not everybody in the GKBC finished on time. My mom had troubles with her Kindle. She's learning, but she still struggles sometimes with the technology. And AJ is a workaholic, and she picks up overtime constantly. She's a hero. She's a nurse, and she loves doing it, and she takes such good care of people. So she read what she could. So nobody's down on her for not finishing. The daughter finished the like within the last few hours of the 21st. So she managed just in time. But she really had to bust it to do that over the last 3 weeks. But she did. So I haven't done a review on that. What I'm going to do for this is I'm going to joke for a second. I don't want to get beat later. If AJ ever finishes, she's behind the camera, by the way. If she ever finishes, then yeah, see, I'm dead. Then the whole of GKBC will do the review together. We'll have a roundtable discussion, which will be fun for all of us. And from what I've seen in the comments, people kind of really like it when, it's not just me on camera. Sorry, I'm such a disappointment. That's a joke.
So we'll see you in a couple years.
Yeah. Well, she did pretty good though, considering she works so many hours, and she works 12 hours when she works in a day, and she sometimes comes home and she gets to eat dinner and then she's on call. So she still managed to get 37% of the book read, which, just to be perfectly frank, you can all still be who you are. That's actually more than I thought that she would get done, because she reads pretty slow, which is no people read slow, but she has this problem. When she gets reading, she gets tired. And because she works such long hours and she's on her feet constantly, and she actually deals with people's lives, which is a stressor, when she gets tired from reading and she's already tired from work, she just falls asleep. So she'll get there. I have faith that she will. She doesn't quit. It just takes her a little while to read, which is fine. And plus, this is a thick, sort of boring book. So, but that was number 3. Number 4, I have done a review on. This is the book I'm most proud of. This is my Everest, my K2, my Diving to the Mariana Trench, The White Whale. This is Jerusalem by Alan Moore, and you have to listen to this. I mean, that was... Oh, this is not the copy... Backing up a minute, this is not the copy of Gone with the Wind that I read. This is the one that the daughter read, because she didn't want to read it on the Kindle. On the Kindle, the one I read had 1,387 pages. This copy, it's a paperback. It still fit because it's 1,024. This behemoth was 1,266 very dense, very thick pages. Or very, very full of wording. Jerusalem by Elmore. And like I said, I've left a review that I'm actually pretty proud of on that. This is really good. I actually do recommend it, even though it's huge and and it can be a slog at times, and it's dense, and you will get to parts where you're like, what in the bleep am I reading? It's worth it in the end. Take it from Grozz. It's worth it. I loved it. Okay, and the fifth, I actually finished 5 big books in this summer. The fifth one I haven't done a review for yet, but I'm going to probably, it's going to come out later this week. Because the Grozz family is going away for a couple of days. We're getting away from everything. AJ has a couple of days off. We're going up north. We're going to enjoy some, as the Grozz mother would say it, this is just for her. I know how to say the word. We're going to enjoy some fall foliage up here in the LP of Michigan. Going to enjoy some good food and just relaxation. We're going to be gone for 3 days. So I won't be on BookTube or social media or any of that until Wednesday evening, because this week this getaway is all about the 3 of us just getting away. So I'm still going to be reading. I just won't be connected. We're going gray for 3 days. Okay, so the review for this 5th book will be when we get back, probably next weekend, because I'm not going to want to just jump right back in. But it was City on Fire by Garth Risk Hallberg. Now, when I started reading this, I'm not going to say much about it. This one is 911 pages. When I started reading that, it was... I don't want to say boring, but it was hard to get into because it takes like almost 200 pages to finally tell you what the point of the book is. So, I mean, and if the writing wasn't so fun and the characters weren't so great, then I might not have stuck with it, but I did. And this one's but I'm not going to tell you much about this book because I want to save it for the review. So those are the 5 big books that Grozz read this summer. Thank you, Kim, at the Paper Traveler, for including me and inviting me to co-host this event. I had a lot of fun doing it. And look, I read, well, I read 4.5 really good books. This is the half. I'm not really a big fan of Gone with the Wind, but, and I will be 100% honest again. Not that I lie on here, but with Gone with the Wind, if I hadn't been reading it a chapter a day, where it was spread out and all I had to do was maybe read 17 pages in one day, I wouldn't have finished it. It's not my type of story. It's very boring to me. The main character is awful in every aspect, and if I had to read this in chunks, or just like I read the other books, I never would have finished it, because it's so maybe more like 4.25 good books this summer, because this was really good, this was amazing, this was amazing, and this was amazing. Honestly, I will give you a minor spoiler. All 4 of these made it over the 8 out of 10 mark for my rating system, which is basically they're all at least 4 out of 5. So if that tells you anything, and they're all behemoths. So that's what I read this summer. Go check out Kim and Jun's. I hope I'm saying your name right. Go check out their videos. I'm gonna do so tonight probably, before I get some sleep, because got a ride ahead of us. But anyway, let me or one of the other two, June or Kim Cat, let one of us know how, if you participated, and if you did, how did you do? I kind of went overboard, but I read a lot. I on a bad month, my worst month this year, I read 11 books, and I was kind of disappointed in myself, because I usually read over 20. So, well, yeah. What?
Howdy da.
Yeah, over 20. Look at me. I'm just Mr. Fix My Tie. That's something we do here. I'm fixing my tie because that's just what we do. So, again, let us know if you participated and how you did, and let me know if you have read any of these, what you thought. And if you haven't read one of these, but you want to, tell me that too. Anything. I answer every comment unless I miss one, which I don't see how I could. What?
You're so mean. People watch your videos.
That's not what I mean.
Oh, okay.
That's not how I meant it at all. I apologize. I was saying I check my YouTube about 1,000 times a day because I enjoy seeing the views go up. I'm a numbers nerd, so I notice when the comments come in and everything. So and I answer them within a day, because sometimes I really have to think about responses. I did not mean it in an insulting way. I am very grateful to all 72 of you who have subscribed to the GKBC. We've been on here a year. Last Monday, and 72 people. I mean, I know that there are channels that are much bigger. I get that. I'm just a tiny minnow in the sea of BookTube. But it blows my mind that, and I'm not saying this for, I'm not self-deprecating to get compliments. I'm being 100% honest here. I'm just a broken down, in pain all the time shop rat. And 72 people want to hear what me and my family have to say about books, sometimes movies. I mean, come here. That's awesome. Who wants to see Mickey? There's
Hi.
Mickey.
Hi, Mickey. Mickey.
Okay.
Hi, baby.
There he is.
Hi, buddy.
Now, in case you're wondering, this is our Mickey.
Oh, look at that big boy.
He's a huge beast. Oh. Sorry about that.
Bless you.
Thank you. I'm not allergic to cats. He's still over here. It's just the fur went in my nose.
Merlin's right here.
Oh, okay. But anyway, 72 people. We're so grateful for all the comments and all the subscribers. And I just wanted to let you know that we're grateful. Well, anyway, that's all I got. AJ has Merlin right now. They've seen Merlin a lot. Yeah, again, let me know if you're going to read any of these, or if you have. And until next time, Merlin, Mickey, all the other cats in the house. Go ahead. Merlin.
Merlin.
Read more.
Read more.